Red Bull is in serious trouble as Horner could resign, Hamilton is upset with Ferrari after latest meeting, and Red Bull is shocked by Tsunoda's performance. Do consider subbing. Let's get into the latest F1 news. Max Verstappen, a name synonymous with speed and talent in Formula One, has recently found himself at the center of some shock rumors regarding his team principal, Christian Horner. Horner has been pivotal in Verstappen's career at Red Bull Racing, overseeing multiple championship wins and significant milestones. However, doubts have arisen about his future, sparking widespread speculation. In a recent press interaction, Verstappen stated he knows nothing about the swirling rumors that Horner might resign. This comes at a time when Verstappen himself has been linked to a possible move to Mercedes for the 2026 season, which adds an intriguing layer to the situation. Although Verstappen is under contract with Red Bull until 2028, whispers of a potential exit have gained traction, especially as he sits in third place in the Drivers' Championship standings. Insiders suggest that his contract harbors a performance element that could allow him to leave if he finishes lower than fourth in the standings after the upcoming Hungarian Grand Prix. This uncertainty inevitably ties into the ongoing narrative about who will take the helm at Mercedes. With Verstappen's name frequently mentioned alongside George Russell, who is also maneuvering for a seat, the stakes are high. Reports from Italy indicate that Verstappen could be close to securing a deal with Mercedes, pending approval from their board. This speculation has been further fueled by Russell's comments at the Austrian Grand Prix, where he revealed that discussions about Verstappen joining Mercedes are indeed ongoing. It's a tantalizing prospect for fans and a serious concern for Red Bull, especially since they have lost other key figures to rival teams. The pressure on Christian Horner is palpable, as Verstappen's camp has been quietly pushing for either his replacement or a significant reduction in his power. Remarkably, a call for Horner to resign has already echoed from Verstappen's father, Jos, suggesting that tensions could rear their head if not addressed properly. Even amid these external pressures, Verstappen has attempted to quell rumors by distancing himself from the notion that he is orchestrating a push for Horner's exit. When asked about the claims of his team spearheading talks with Mercedes, Verstappen was non-committal, saying he had nothing to add to the narrative. His focus remains solely on the present, maintaining that discussions about his future are premature, especially after a lackluster race weekend. He seems determined to retain his championship aspirations amidst a competitive field that now includes rookie sensation Oscar Piastri, who leads the standings. As we delve deeper into the intricacies of F1 contracts, it's clear that they often contain ambiguous terms that can lead to shifts in team dynamics. This constant state of flux keeps fans on the edge of their seats, as one can never predict where the next driver shuffle might occur. In summary, the situation surrounding Verstappen and Horner is evolving, filled with speculation and significant implications for the future of both Red Bull Racing and the wider F1 landscape. As we approach crucial races in the season, all eyes will be on how this story unfolds, particularly with the looming decision of Verstappen's next steps and the impact they will have on Horner's leadership at Red Bull. It's a thrilling time for F1 fans as the drama intensifies both on and off the track. Rumors are swirling in the world of Formula One regarding Mercedes' plans for next season's major regulatory changes. With the upcoming shift towards 50% electrification, fully sustainable fuels, and active aerodynamics, it appears that Mercedes is ahead of its competitors in preparing for this new era. Mercedes has dominated the sport since the introduction of V6 hybrid rules in 2014, clinching an unprecedented 8 consecutive constructors' titles and 7 drivers' championships, split between Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. As these regulations shift, the team intends to maintain its lead, prompting speculation about the potential for continued success. Next year also marks a significant shift for their rival, Red Bull Racing. For the first time, they will produce their own engines in collaboration with Ford through their new Red Bull Powertrains division. As Honda transitions to Aston Martin, this partnership shows Red Bull's ambition, but also raises questions about adapting during such a critical period in Formula One. Max Verstappen, Red Bull's star driver, reflected on the challenges ahead. He acknowledged the uncertainty, saying no one could be sure of comfort with the new rules in 2026. While he laughed at the notion of Mercedes having the most powerful engine, his focus remains solely on delivering results with what he's given. Verstappen emphasized his commitment to Red Bull, deflecting questions regarding his contract status and asserting his dedication to the team for the upcoming races. In an intriguing twist, speculation has also arisen about Verstappen potentially moving to Mercedes, a move that would see him trade his exceptional D-Sem setup at Red Bull for what many believe to be an amazing opportunity. George Russell, another prominent driver, expressed confidence, suggesting that Verstappen's transition wouldn't be an issue. Meanwhile, Red Bull team principal Christian Horner has made it clear where his loyalties lie. He disregarded rumors linking him to Ferrari, affirming his emotional investment in Red Bull and excitement over the prospect of building their own engines. With over 2,000 people in the team, Horner views this as a monumental challenge but also a thrilling opportunity for the organization's future. As we watch these developments unfold, the implications of Verstappen's choices and the strategic directions of both Mercedes and Red Bull promise to make the upcoming season one to remember for all Formula One fans. The excitement continues to build both on and off the track. Stay tuned for more updates on this thrilling season ahead. Lewis Hamilton has been vocal about his concerns regarding Ferrari's race strategies, particularly during recent races. He expressed his frustration after being placed on the same strategy as his teammate, Charles Leclerc, during the Austrian Grand Prix. Hamilton emphasized he doesn't want to reach a point where he feels compelled to ignore team instructions, which reflects a growing tension in his approach to racing under Ferrari's guidance. This season has been challenging for Hamilton, who, despite being 11 races in with Ferrari, still hasn't made it to the podium. Meanwhile, Leclerc has already secured 4 top 3 finishes, the latest one at the famed Red Bull Ring. Clearly, Hamilton feels the pressure and the need to assert his racing ambitions beyond the confines of standard strategies. In a competitive race, both Hamilton and Leclerc started on medium Pirelli tires and initially held 3rd and 4th positions. However, as the McLarens raced ahead, the team's decision to adopt a 2-stop strategy became the focus of Hamilton's criticism. During his race, Hamilton was advised to follow Leclerc's lead, but he was reluctant to pit. He questioned if he could extend his stint, showcasing his willingness to take a risk for better placement. Despite his insistence, Hamilton eventually pitted, which resulted in a 4th-place finish, trailing Leclerc. The team principal, Jerome D'Ambrosio, defended the decision as a standard optimal plan. However, Hamilton remained firm that he wants more than just a straightforward strategy. He wants the freedom to race for the highest possible position, even if it means navigating through risks. Reflecting on his experience, Hamilton recently addressed the media at Silverstone. He reiterated his sentiments, mentioning that while the team's priorities seem to be securing a 3rd and 4th place, he isn't content with simply finishing in those positions. "I'm racing for every little bit that we can gain," he declared, highlighting his competitive spirit and desire for more aggressive tactics on the track. Hamilton described the team's mentality during the race, where both he and Leclerc were forced onto an identical strategy, emphasizing that he is ready to push for a better outcome. It's evident that for him, mediocrity isn't an option. He wants to maximize every opportunity to climb higher on the rankings. As the season unfolds, it will be interesting to see how Ferrari responds to Hamilton's call for a more daring approach. Will they trust his instincts on the track, or will they stick to conventional tactics? Only time will tell if Hamilton can finally get his SF25 onto the podium and live up to the competitive legacy he has built over his illustrious career. In a recent discussion about strategy, Hamilton reflected on his decision-making during races. He expressed a preference for varied tire strategies, stating, "I never want to do the same thing as my teammate ever." This highlights a competitive spirit, where Hamilton aims to carve his own path and not just follow. In the British Grand Prix weekend, Hamilton faces the challenge of breaking a 13-race streak without a podium, his worst so far. When asked about this statistic, he said, "I don't really look at those stats, so it isn't really something that affects me." However, he remains optimistic, sharing, "Of course, still it would be a great place to be able to change that." It shows his focus on improvement over dwelling on past shortcomings. Moreover, Hamilton believes that Ferrari's upgrades during the Austrian Grand Prix have set a new benchmark for competition. He recognized their efforts to enhance the SF25, saying, "I think we did take a step. We're really hopeful that that continues." Hamilton feels his team still needs to extract more performance from their car, citing ongoing challenges both short and long term. As Hamilton eyes Silverstone, he isn't just focused on his performance alone, but is also adapting relationships within his team. He mentioned the importance of communication, saying, "What we're doing is working on our communication," underlining that understanding and synergy are key to progress. In the larger context of Formula One during the build-up to the British Grand Prix, Hamilton's perspectives resonate strongly with fans. He feels a unique bond with British supporters, describing it as more of a one-on-one connection compared to the passionate tifosi in Italy. This connection fuels his determination on the track and contributes to the electric atmosphere at Silverstone. Ultimately, Hamilton's journey continues to defy the odds. He is working tirelessly to change the narrative of his current season while navigating the intricacies of team dynamics and fan expectations. Will he find his way back to the podium? That's a story every fan will be watching closely this weekend. In the fast-paced world of Formula One, speculation often runs rampant, and recently George Russell has found himself at the center of it all. Amid swirling rumors about Max Verstappen possibly leaving Red Bull for Mercedes, Russell has provided a fresh update on his future with the Mercedes team. While Russell acknowledges that there have been inquiries from interested teams in the past, he makes it clear that there are no current discussions regarding his potential move elsewhere for the 2026 season. In fact, he feels that the chances of not being a part of the Mercedes lineup are exceptionally low. This confidence stems from his strong relationship with the team and his recent performances, which have solidified his status as a key driver within the Mercedes family. As he enters the final year of his current contract, Russell has been seen interacting with high-profile figures from other teams, including McLaren's Zak Brown and Alpine's Flavio Briatore. These engagements have fueled speculation about his future, but Russell maintains that no negotiations are underway with these rival teams. He has been quite definitive in his stance, stating no when asked if he was exploring options outside Mercedes. Interestingly, there has been some buzz regarding ongoing conversations between Verstappen and Mercedes, which could potentially impact Russell's contract situation. However, Russell remains confident, asserting that he would not be the driver to make way for Verstappen, even if such a deal were to materialize. He expresses loyalty to Mercedes and has previously turned down opportunities from other teams, reaffirming his commitment to the Silver Arrows. As the 2025 season progresses, the Formula One silly season looms large, with fans eagerly anticipating what the driver lineup will look like for 2026. For now, George Russell seems firmly entrenched in his position at Mercedes, even as the rumors surrounding his competitor swirl. As the speculation around driver movements continues, George Russell's confidence shines through. When asked about his future in F1, Russell expressed his belief that he will remain with Mercedes, stating, "Yeah, pretty confident to be honest." His commitment to the team is evident, highlighting that potential contract negotiations hinge directly on Mercedes. He's proven his worth, with recent performances supporting his claim. After clinching his fourth career victory at the 2025 Canadian Grand Prix, Russell currently sits in fourth place in the Drivers' Championship, just 9 points behind the reigning champion Max Verstappen. His loyalty to Mercedes has been unwavering, despite interest from other teams. He mentioned, "Any teams who did reach out in the past, I said, look, I am loyal to Mercedes." It's clear that Russell believes everything will work itself out, reinforcing the idea that he sees his future at Mercedes secure. While Russell's future seems bright, the buzz surrounding Max Verstappen making a switch to Mercedes persists. This speculation raises exciting questions about the potential shifts in the driver market for 2026. Verstappen himself remains determined to have the final say regarding his career decisions. As conversations continue, fans can't help but wonder how such a move would impact not only the dynamics at Mercedes, but also the larger F1 grid. This ongoing narrative has even attracted the attention of commentators, with some suggesting that there might be more to these rumors. As one reporter put it, the Max Verstappen to Mercedes rumors simply won't go away. With an exciting season ahead, the F1 landscape is primed for dramatic changes. In the fast-paced world of Formula One, where every decision is scrutinized, the future remains uncertain yet thrilling. Fans will want to keep a close eye on the developments as we head towards 2026, which promises to be a pivotal year in the sport's history. Whether it's Russell solidifying his place or Verstappen making headlines with a potential switch, one thing is certain: the excitement of the F1 journey is far from over. Red Bull Racing finds itself in a perplexing situation with driver Yuki Tsunoda. After struggling through 9 races, the team and the driver are left bamboozled. The recent analysis from F1 expert and former driver Jolyon Palmer reveals there's no clear explanation in Tsunoda's data for his underwhelming performance, effectively leaving both parties scratching their heads. Tsunoda recently received an opportunity with Red Bull at his home race in the 2025 Japanese Grand Prix. This came after Liam Lawson returned to Racing Bulls following 2 challenging races where he filled in for Sergio Perez. Unfortunately, Tsunoda's performance hasn't improved significantly. Sitting in 17th place in the driver's standings, he's managed just 7 points and even finished last in Austria, where he was the only driver to be lapped twice. The situation took a turn for the worse when he incurred a 10-second penalty during that same race for spinning Franco Colapinto, highlighting the uphill battle he faces. Palmer's analysis suggests that finding a solution may be even more difficult, as the performance data offers little insight into what Tsunoda could do differently. Palmer notes that there are no glaring errors in Tsunoda's recent qualifying laps. It's not as if he's visibly struggling with the car or losing considerable time on the track. In fact, it can be more frustrating when a driver is unable to pinpoint the reasons for their struggles. You can figure out changes to your driving style to correct it, Palmer states, but in Tsunoda's case, the lack of identifiable mistakes creates uncertainty for both him and the team. It seems Tsunoda isn't alone in his difficulties at Red Bull. Drivers like Lawson, Perez, Albon, and Gasly have all battled to replicate the level of performance that Max Verstappen consistently delivers in the same machinery. Palmer believes that the challenge may be insurmountable, reinforcing the narrative that succeeding in Red Bull's challenging environment is a monumental task. At the start of the season, Tsunoda projected confidence, believing his driving style was similar to Verstappen's and that this closeness would be beneficial. However, reality has since set in. It turns out that nobody can drive a car like Max does at his peak, Palmer explains, suggesting that the competitive edge Verstappen possesses is unlike anything Tsunoda has encountered before. As the season progresses, the pressure is mounting for Tsunoda to find a way to turn things around before it's too late. With no clear answers and the pressure of performance weighing heavily, fans and analysts alike are left to wonder: can Tsunoda salvage his career at Red Bull, or is he destined to remain lost in the shadows of his teammates? Stay tuned as we continue to follow Tsunoda's journey and the unfolding dynamics of Red Bull Racing this season. As we delve deeper into the tumultuous season for Red Bull Racing, we can't ignore the burden of expectations weighing heavily on Yuki Tsunoda. Unfortunately, his struggles continued at the Austrian GP, where he finished last, proving that he is grappling with significant challenges on track. In an unfortunate turn, Tsunoda's performance in qualifying was less than desirable, leaving him unable to progress past Q1 for the 3rd time in the last 5 rounds. Even with a small gap to his teammate Max Verstappen, Tsunoda's exit highlighted ongoing issues with his driving and setup. Following the race, team principal Christian Horner shared his concerns, commenting on the stark performance differences between the two drivers. With such disparities, it's no wonder the internal discussions at Red Bull are becoming more pressing. Horner remarked, "Yuki had a horrible race," and laid blame primarily on Tsunoda's struggles during qualifying, where a mistake at turn 1 severely impacted his final position. This, compounded with race day troubles, including being lapped twice, underscored a challenging weekend for the young driver. With Tsunoda's confidence wavering, Horner stated that support will be provided as they consider how to revitalize his performance ahead of the upcoming race in Silverstone. It's evident Red Bull is at a crossroads, grappling with how to best support Tsunoda while managing the meteoric success of Verstappen. Adding pressure to Tsunoda's situation is the rise of Liam Lawson, who has been steadily outscoring him in the driver's standings. Lawson's improving form only intensifies the scrutiny on Tsunoda. He has secured just 7 points from 8 races this season, far below what the team anticipated. As the Red Bull team continues to navigate through the highs and lows of the 2025 season, the question remains, can Yuki Tsunoda turn his luck around, or will he be left trailing in the shadow of his teammate? Stay tuned for more updates on Tsunoda, Lawson, and the Red Bull Racing Team's ongoing saga in the thrilling world of Formula One.